There comes a point in life when we begin to question the growing number of pills lined up beside our breakfast plate. Blood pressure, cholesterol, bone pain, memory, all asking for a different bottle. But what if the answer isn't more prescriptions, but fewer? What if there were natural, nourishing foods, backed by science, that could protect our bodies the way medications promise to? Today, you'll discover what someone at 88 swears by, not with guesses, but with real results. If you've ever wondered whether there's another way, this might be the most important video you watch today. If you believe in finding strength through knowledge, not just medication, please like this video and subscribe. Share it with someone who's overwhelmed by pills and doctor visits. You could be the reason they choose food that heals, not drugs that burden. Let's reclaim wellness, one smart choice at a time. Fermented foods may seem simple, even old-fashioned, but for seniors over 60, they can become one of the most powerful allies in restoring and protecting long-term health. As we age, our digestive systems slow down, our immunity weakens, and many of us begin experiencing chronic issues we never faced before: constipation, gas, bloating, irregular bowel movements, and even recurring infections. Doctors have long known that much of this is tied to gut health, and fermented foods directly support the gut in a way no pill can fully replicate. Yogurt with live cultures, kefir, sauerkraut, kimchi, miso, these aren't trendy health foods. They're ancient, time-tested tools that flood the digestive tract with beneficial bacteria, the kind that balance out harmful microbes and keep inflammation in check. Geriatric nutritionists explain that as the natural diversity of gut flora declines with age, seniors become more vulnerable to infections, digestive issues, and even memory loss. That's because the gut isn't just about digestion, it's linked to brain health, mood, and immune response. Imagine an 85-year-old woman who'd been relying on laxatives every week, often feeling fatigued, catching colds twice each winter. She began adding a small glass of kefir each morning and a spoonful of sauerkraut with lunch. Within weeks, she noticed something subtle: her digestion became easier, her bloating reduced, and she didn't feel as sluggish by midday. Over time, even her blood tests showed improved nutrient absorption, including vitamin B12 and iron. Harvard researchers note that fermented foods increase the diversity of gut bacteria, and this diversity is what protects us from inflammation, insulin resistance, and weakened immunity. In a 2021 study, they found that even just 6 weeks of adding fermented foods to the diet significantly improved microbiome health and reduced inflammation markers, all without side effects. For seniors who are tired of medications causing more issues than they solve, fermented foods offer something unique: a gentle, natural, and scientifically supported way to strengthen the body from the inside out. No prescription required. Just a quiet revolution, beginning on your plate. For many older adults, high blood pressure becomes an unwelcome part of daily life, creeping up slowly and silently, until one day it demands medication. But there's a deeply powerful alternative that doctors are now emphasizing more than ever: cooked leafy greens. Not raw in salads, not powdered supplements, but gently steamed or sautéed greens that nourish the body without shocking it. Spinach, kale, beet greens, chard, and collard greens hold natural compounds that help open up blood vessels and remove sodium, two things that directly reduce pressure in the arteries. These plants are packed with potassium, magnesium, and natural nitrates, all substances that medical experts say promote relaxed blood flow and stabilize pressure without the risks that come with medication overload. But here's the key: they work best when lightly cooked. Seniors often struggle with raw greens because they can irritate the stomach or interfere with absorption. Cooking them releases their nutrients and makes them easier to digest. Picture a 72-year-old woman who used to monitor her blood pressure every morning, fearing the spike she knew would appear after breakfast. She hated the dizzy spells, the headaches, the constant worry. Her doctor suggested something surprisingly simple: steamed spinach with olive oil as a daily side. Within 2 months, her numbers began to level out. She wasn't cured, but she was in control, and without adding another pill. According to the American Heart Association, diets rich in leafy greens can lower systolic blood pressure by up to 11 points over time. They explain that nitrates found naturally in greens like arugula and kale convert into nitric oxide, a molecule that signals arteries to relax. That's not just theory, it's real biology at work. And for seniors, that relaxation could mean fewer medications, fewer doctor visits, and fewer moments of uncertainty. In a world where hypertension is labeled the silent killer, these greens speak gently, but powerfully. They don't come with a warning label or a list of side effects. They come from the earth, cooked softly on your stove, offering peace to a tired heart. For many, this isn't just food, it's freedom. As the years pass, many seniors begin to notice two quiet changes that deeply affect daily life: joints that ache with every step, and memories that blur around the edges. These aren't just signs of aging. They're often signs of inflammation, silently building in the body. And one of the most powerful natural solutions isn't found in a bottle, it's found in the sea. Fatty fish like salmon, sardines, mackerel, and trout are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, essential nutrients that the body cannot produce on its own. These healthy fats are known to reduce inflammation throughout the body, from the joints to the brain. Doctors at the Mayo Clinic emphasize that omega-3s help protect against both cognitive decline and the stiffness that limits mobility in seniors. They are especially important for those struggling with arthritis or beginning to forget small things more frequently. Think of an 88-year-old man who once relied on ibuprofen just to get through the day. The pain in his knees made walking across the living room feel like a marathon, and he often found himself repeating questions he had asked minutes earlier. His daughter, concerned about the side effects of long-term medication, helped him introduce grilled salmon into his weekly meals, just twice a week, alongside vegetables and olive oil. After several weeks, his joints began to loosen. And perhaps even more importantly, his conversations became clearer, more focused. It wasn't magic. It was nourishment. A growing body of research shows that regular intake of omega-3s can slow the progression of Alzheimer's disease and reduce joint inflammation by modulating the immune response. One clinical trial even revealed that seniors who consumed omega-3 rich fish regularly had up to a 30% lower risk of cognitive decline compared to those who rarely did. These fish don't just feed the body, they protect it. In every bite, there's a message sent to the joints to stay supple and to the brain to stay sharp. For seniors looking to live fully, remember deeply, and move freely, the answer may be on their plate, not in their pillbox. And that makes all the difference. There's something beautifully simple about a bowl of fresh berries, their colors bright, their taste naturally sweet. But beyond their charm, these fruits hold a kind of quiet strength that science is only beginning to fully understand. For seniors over 60, berries offer more than a snack, they offer protection. Not through chemicals or pills, but through powerful natural compounds that fight aging from within. Blueberries, strawberries, blackberries, each is loaded with antioxidants, especially a group called anthocyanins. These are the same compounds that give berries their deep color, and they're proven to help the body combat oxidative stress, a hidden culprit behind memory decline, heart strain, and even balance issues in older adults. Tufts University researchers have found that regular berry consumption can actually slow brain aging by as much as 2.5 years. Imagine a senior woman in her late 70s who had started to feel fuzzy, forgetting appointments, misplacing keys, even losing her sense of rhythm while walking. Her son, cautious about starting medications, encouraged her to replace her nightly dessert with a mix of frozen blueberries and walnuts. She resisted at first. But soon, she began to feel more alert in the mornings. Her steps became steadier, and her mind, a little sharper. That shift is not just in her head. Berries have been shown to improve communication between brain cells and enhance blood flow to areas responsible for memory and coordination. And for the heart. Their natural fiber and polyphenol support lower blood pressure and reduce arterial stiffness, two major risk factors for stroke and heart disease in the elderly. Unlike many supplements, berries don't need prescriptions or warning labels. They come without side effects, yet bring benefits that many pharmaceuticals aim to replicate. A handful a day, whether fresh, frozen, or blended into a smoothie, can become a senior's sweetest form of defense. They're not a trend. They're a tradition nature gave us long before pills were ever made. And for those choosing to age with grace and strength, berries are one of the most delicious and reliable allies we have. Sometimes the most powerful remedies don't come from the pharmacy, they come from the kitchen. Garlic and olive oil, two humble ingredients found in kitchens around the world, have been used for centuries not just for flavor, but for healing. And today, doctors and researchers alike are rediscovering just how effective this simple combination can be, especially for seniors over 60 who are battling high cholesterol. High LDL cholesterol is a silent threat. It quietly builds up in the arteries, narrowing the pathways that carry oxygen to the heart and brain. Many older adults are prescribed statins to control it, but those medications often come with side effects, muscle pain, fatigue, even confusion. Garlic and olive oil, when used consistently, offer a natural and gentler way to protect the cardiovascular system, without the same risk. Think of a 70-year-old man who dreaded starting statins after a warning from his doctor. Instead of rushing into pills, he made one small change. He sautéed fresh garlic in a tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil and added it to his meals, every day. It wasn't immediate, but within 3 months, his LDL numbers dropped. His energy improved, and he never once experienced the side effects he feared. This isn't anecdotal. The Cleveland Clinic explains that allicin, the active compound in crushed garlic, helps block cholesterol production in the liver. Olive oil, especially in its extra virgin form, is rich in monounsaturated fats and antioxidants that reduce inflammation and improve HDL levels, the good cholesterol that sweeps away the bad. Together, garlic and olive oil form a powerful team. They don't just manage cholesterol, they support heart health, reduce oxidative stress, and protect blood vessels from aging too quickly. For seniors looking for a sustainable, natural way to support their heart, these two ingredients offer a daily ritual of healing, one that begins not with a pill, but with a pan. Not all breakfasts are created equal. For seniors managing blood sugar, cholesterol, and weight, what's in the morning bowl can either quietly harm or quietly heal. Steel-cut oats, unprocessed, slow cooking, and rich in fiber, have become one of the most respected foods among geriatric nutritionists. And for good reason. Unlike instant oats or sugar-laden cereals, steel-cut oats digest slowly. That means they release energy gradually, helping to avoid the blood sugar spikes that so often lead to fatigue, brain fog, and insulin resistance. More than that, they're deeply nourishing to the heart. These oats contain a special kind of soluble fiber called beta-glucan, which binds to cholesterol in the gut and helps remove it from the body. That's something no pill can mimic with such gentleness. Picture an 82-year-old man with type 2 diabetes and a long-standing struggle with morning crashes, shaking hands, dizziness, needing to sit after breakfast. When he swapped his toast and jam for a warm bowl of steel-cut oats topped with cinnamon and chopped nuts, everything began to shift. His sugar reading stabilized. His mornings became steady again. He stopped fearing breakfast. According to Johns Hopkins Medicine, just 1.5 cups of cooked oats per day can significantly lower LDL cholesterol in seniors. And because they're naturally low on the glycemic index, they reduce stress on the pancreas and support longer-term insulin balance, a vital issue for older adults. Steel-cut oats don't come in flashy packaging or make promises they can't keep. They simply do the work, quietly, daily, and without disruption. They offer a kind of steady protection, not just for blood sugar and cholesterol, but for dignity and independence. For seniors who want to start each day on solid ground, oats may be one of the most powerful, and overlooked, medicines of all. The foods you've just seen aren't rare. They're not expensive. And they don't come with warning labels or expiration dates on your health. What they offer is subtle, but powerful, a way to support the body with wisdom instead of worry. To choose nourishment over numbing. Many seniors spend their later years managing medications. But some, like the 88-year-old who inspired this message, choose to manage their choices instead. And they thrive because of it. If you believe in aging with strength, not surrender, then let your plate be your first defense. Try one small change this week. Then watch what happens. And if this video helped you, please share it with someone you care about. It could be the gentle turning point they didn't know they needed.